Today on Dirt Road Cred, we're talking July Jeep news. We've got some back-end ordering information from our dealerships, as well as let's talk about the current state of Jeep shows. So let's talk some Jeep news first. So as we're out and about, we're getting texts from our dealer partner, Dan Cummins, down in Kentucky, that are saying there's a couple different things going on in the back end that we wanted to talk to you guys about, because honestly, I'm pretty excited about them. There's some cool things that are happening. Not a ton of movement with the 2025, but at least some things are happening on the back end. The first and one of the coolest ones is that, what did I say last video? Phantom Blue is now available. It's actually Fathom Blue. It's like a fathom is a length in nautical terms. Fathom Blue is available to order, but only on the 392 as of the filming of this video. It is an $895 paint option, but it is available. Ryan and I were actually just down at his show, and we saw a Grand Wagoneer that we believe was in Fathom Blue, and I do know that the Chrysler Pacifica, Ryan, you could probably pull some of those up. That is out in Fathom Blue. My dad and I actually saw one at the pizza shop here locally. It's a pretty cool color. I actually think it'll look great on the 392. Maybe it'll be the third version of the final edition by the time it gets on there. But Fathom Blue is available. If you guys have been waiting on it for the 392, as of the filming of this video, you can give our dealership friends a call and order a Fathom Blue 392. I really wish the Fathom Blue came in other trim models. I think it would look fantastic on some of the other Wranglers. Right now, it's only on the 392. What do you guys think about that move? I think it's, I'll leave my opinion out of it. I want to read about it in the comments. What do you think about the 392 only getting the Fathom Blue treatment? The next one that I'm really excited about, because so many people were always asking me about this, is that Mopar has officially dropped the JL half door kit. It only took a couple years for them to do it, but Mopar has now released a ton of different part numbers, and you can actually go to your dealership and order the half door kit. Now, what comes with it is kind of a little bit of mix of, I don't know, because there's no images up of it yet. What I believe they're doing is they've got a couple different part numbers, I believe 8 or 9, and what that consists of is whether you got a 2-door, a 4-door, standard or premium uppers. Do you have blind spot? Do you have power windows and power locks? That's how you're going to go through and select all of those and order the exact one for your vehicle. Now, what's neat about it is that back in the day when I bought half doors for my high velocity yellow Jeep, I had to source a set because they didn't make it in my color. And in fact, a lot of the limited run colors, they don't make the half doors in, which ticks me off a little bit, because if they would have had them in bikini, I would have ordered them as well. But what I had to do was buy a set of black ones. I chose black because I was debating wrapping or painting it. We tore them down, got them all painted, got them primed, got everything done to them, and then they matched perfectly to the Jeep. But it was a little bit of a process to do so. And I gotta be real with you guys, tearing apart brand new half doors that were just in the box and then having to strip them all apart didn't really feel too good to me. But if you guys do want to check out the JL instructional half door disassembly and reassembly, check out this video right up here. That was a cool one though. We enjoyed ripping that apart and then having a local shop actually sand it down. Ryan was in the paint booth and got to see it all happen. I don't want to digress too far, but I just think it's really cool that Mopar finally came out with it. The prices are a little high. I've seen them, I think they range anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000. A decent set of half doors can be found on Marketplace, depending on how lucky you get, anywhere from $3,500 to $5 grand. But then you're probably gonna have to repaint them, or if they match your Jeep, then they're good to go. Either way, exciting things from Jeep. I'm glad that they're doing that, and I hope to see a lot more like that come out. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. I know there's some other options out on the market, but I wanna hear what you think about Mopar dropping the half doors. Maybe a little bit late, but at least they did it. The last thing that I wanted to bring up is kind of not on the back end yet, but it's something that I've been considering because so many people are asking me, with my 392, am I going to do axles? I still have the Dana 44 front and rear with the rear full floating. It's been holding up great so far. We just finally got the skid plates installed, and we are going to be taking it out here very soon. The biggest thing that I'm scared about is that rear end axle. I run it in 2-wheel drive a lot of the time because of Taser, and I think I want to beef it up to at least a Dana 60, probably from East Coast Gear Supply, or maybe Advanced Driveline, get something that bolts in and keeps the 5-lug for me. But down at Jeep Beach, we actually had a chance to check out one of their concept vehicles, and it had a Dana 50. That's right, Dana 50 axles front and rear. I'd never seen them in the Jeep, but there they were plastered in there, and they looked like stock units. And if I'm pretty correct on most of this, Jeep doesn't do that kind of stuff without, like, you're not gonna randomly come up with a Dana 50 to put in. You're gonna drop a Dana 60, which are everywhere. So is Jeep going to add something else in this next iteration of the Wrangler when the 2025 comes out? Will they put more of a robust axle front and rear, maybe be able to capably run 37s right out of the gate? The other thing, I was also perusing because I'm looking at axles now, Dana Corporate, which makes all the axles in just about every vehicle, they actually make a Dana 60E or a Dana E60, which has an electric motor on the front and rear axles. They had this swapped already into a JL, and it was out ripping up a cornfield or ripping up some fields, but it's an electric motor that sits on the front and rear of the axles, not on the front and rear, on the front and rear axles separately. And I thought to myself, is that going to be something that they're going to do in the future with the 4xe? They're talking about putting a ton of money into it. How neat would that be to run some wiring from your electric motor or that big battery that you have and actually power the axle assemblies right at the source instead of a motor going down through drive shafts and losing some of that power? Either way, I don't want to digress too far. It's just kind of some things that we've been seeing. Let me know what you guys think about what rear axle I should put in my Jeep, or maybe I should just go to a total replacement. I'm looking to hopefully sell what's on there currently and make some money back and then be able to buy some replacements. I'm looking for feedback from you guys. So drop a comment down below if you've worked with anyone and want me to know about it. I'd love to hear about it. Secondly, what axle do you think should come from stock? I know 14 bolts and Dana 80s won't fit, but let me know realistically what axles you think the Jeeps should have right from the factory. Now we're going to talk about something else, and it's something that honestly Ryan and I have such a huge passion for. It's going to Jeep shows. I mean, I've been going since early high school days, probably late middle school, to Jeep shows all around. And they are some of my fondest memories as a kid getting into Jeeps. Not only that, but as an enthusiast. I actually bought my first lift kit for my YG, I think right as I got my license, from a Jeep show, the one in York. Got a free t-shirt, was all loaded up with excitement, and got to take it home and install it in my grandparents' garage like a week later. That's what I remember with Jeep shows. I remember going and the places were sold out. There was tractor trailers everywhere, t-shirts being thrown out, Jeeps were being given away. It was insanity. And honestly, Ryan and I just really enjoy going to them. I mean, we go to a ton of shows. It's been a lot of years that we've been traveling all over the country, and we just get so much, I don't know if we want to say satisfaction, but gratitude about going to these shows. And there's so much positivity down at them, no matter where you're going. We're just down at Jersey Jeep Invasion, and while the weather didn't really hold out the best for us, we were driving through like a foot of salt water and sand on the beach, and those guys at B&M were still mounting wheels and tires. Gotta love them, man. They were doing an incredible job. Cannot predict Mother Nature, and I still think there was a great turnout. However, I do think a lot of the shows over the years have either gotten exponentially larger, like a lot of them have, and some have kind of faded to the wayside. I think Jersey Jeep Invasion is definitely growing, and I saw a ton more Jeeps this year than I did last year. And next month, we'll actually be heading down to Tennessee, which last year was our first year going down to that. We always had scheduling conflicts with the Ocean City, Maryland show, which I hate to say it, that was one of the ones that is kind of fading away. When we went down to Smoky Mountain last year, Ryan, how about it? It was like, we couldn't even like really imagine how big it was. We're extremely humbled and grateful for when you guys come up and talk to us at shows, and that's honestly what we love about it. We love going down there. Last and of course not least, you know, we just wanted to talk about shows as a whole. So this year, I would say it's a little bit of an oddball year. We had a lot of external factors that came into play for some of the shows we went to. We've been seeing some decline, some increase. You know, Jeep pulled out of a couple shows as far as attendance goes, but obviously Jeep shows to us are integral to us, not only both Ryan and I and our company, they're integral to us as like kind of people. You know, we're in the Jeep community. We've been in the Jeep community forever. And going to shows just really encapsulates everyone that we meet, everything that we show on our channel from mild to wild. We like the inclusion of a Jeep show. So I like seeing Jeeps that are barely modified and got a couple ducks on the dash to a Jeep full on 1-tons coilovers and all smashed up all over it. And we think that there could be a lot more room for growth. There's nothing more than Ryan and I would like to do, and we keep throwing this idea around, and now it's become a lot more serious, is having our own Jeep show. We'll let the cat out of the bag. You guys have seen our Instagram and seen our community polls. We would love to run our own show. Now we're based in Central PA, so we're near Lebanon, Hershey area, and we would love to have a show in our backyard. There's a lot of venues that we've been talking to, places that we can have a lot of people, camping, off-road courses, vendors, mounting and balancing of wheels and tires, all sorts of stuff going on. And what we want to hear about in the comments is what makes it for you. What makes the show special for you when you go to, and what really stands out from other shows. Now, we've been talking to some folks about different dates, about times of the year, because there's a lot of scheduling conflicts. You got to work with other shows, other events. We've got our own schedules. What do you guys like to see the most? So what's your favorite thing about going to shows? I just think that with what we've got going on, especially on the channel, all the people we know, all of our great fans and supporters, we could really knock something out of the park. And I'm gonna keep this as positive as it is. All of our favorite vendors, some new vendors, people coming out and visiting with us. That's what we envision. And if you guys haven't been to a show, we urge you, find one local, find one far away, make a vacation out of it, take the family, go to it. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And from Ryan and I, that's something that we love to do. Even if we don't film all the shows we go to, we absolutely love stopping out. My boys love, throw them on the shoulder and go look at some Jeeps. So, and guys, before I forget, another reason to come to PA, our legislation just passed a doorless law. So you're allowed to go doorless in vehicles that can remove them from the factory. So I don't need to be caged in by my tube doors anymore. There's some stipulations like you gotta have mirrors, you gotta have this, that, and the other, but in history, this marks a pretty monumentous moment for the Pennsylvania Jeep owners because Ryan's been pulled over for it, I've been pulled over for it, and it doesn't feel too much like freedom when you're getting pulled over in a Jeep without the doors on. So now it's legal, you're good to go, and you can drive in PA without your doors. Obviously consult that bill that just passed, but really neat because I probably don't need to run these anymore. Or I still will, but you can go doorless in PA. They made it possible now. So we wanted to throw that in before we forget. On today's viewer rig of the video, we're checking out Shane's 2012 Jeep Wrangler JKU that's in the black exterior color, as well as his Chief Blue 2017. Now they both got 2.5-inch lifts. The black Jeep has a set of 33s, and then the Chief Blue has a set of 32s. He said in the future he wants to go with a set of 37s and a 4-inch lift and upgrade his taillights to the JL style taillights. I've actually seen that done. You can upgrade the JK taillights to the JLs, and they do look pretty fantastic. But we wanted to take a moment and just check out both of these Jeeps because they do look really awesome. And Shane, thank you so much for submitting both of your viewer rigs. If you guys want to have a chance at your rig being featured, be sure to hit us up through Instagram or send us an email. And we are planning a community crawl in September, so if you guys aren't following our Facebook or on the YouTube community tab, we'll try and post the dates there. We're going to get a lot of our friends here locally. Hopefully we can get Joe from Locked and Loaded. He can be our director of anything that goes wrong. Yeah, insert clip here of Joe fixing something. So yeah, we'll love to bring Locked and Loaded 4x4 with us, but we'll have a date posted up. You'll see Ryan's Jeep, you'll see my Jeep, and we'll try and take everyone out. Do a day in September, and we'll go to AOA because we love Dave and the whole crew out there. So stay locked in for that. That was a lot in today's video. I didn't feel like a lot when I first started talking. We got a lot of cool content coming for you guys, and I really, really appreciate everything that you guys have made possible for us. From Ryan behind the camera, from me here on the camera, from Dirt Road Cred, we want you to get out there and earn yours.